this brings me to the next thing. So you play the lottery, you play Texas Hold'em, you play whatever you want to play, Jake, and you win the game. You win the game. Your Uber video, which we'll chat about really quickly after this, goes mega viral. What's one thing that I believe in? What's one thing that you believe in? Okay, you won the game. What are you going to do now?
Yeah.
Please tell me the right answer, Jake, because I'm waiting for one
Yeah.
specific answer.
Because we see this all the time, y'all. Anyone can go viral once, but not everyone can go viral twice. And so the answer is you do the same thing again. And I'm just, Zach, you take it away.
You create a series, you create a template. It's you have a winning product. And I think I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory, but I really strongly believe whether it's because I've tried to understand the algorithm, whether it's like the amount of likes, the amount of views, the amount of comments, the amount of shares, the watch time. What is it? Because I've seen videos that have really high quality, all of that, but never get that virality and the reach. However, I find that chance of happening is significantly higher if you're mimicking a video that's already performed well of a template. So I did like this social anxiety series where I talked about 5 symptoms or 5 signs or whatever it was. And I would just do an anxiety series, or Jake with the Uber video series where it's like the same bedroom or same 2 characters, him and his mom, but creating essentially the same atmosphere or climate. The TikTok or Instagram algorithm, like, shares, comments, all that aside, seems to want to virality push it if it's already been successful before. And I think that's really important. If you find something that works, run it until it doesn't run anymore, and then find a way to pivot it, which brings us, Jake, to one of the last points I want to bring: waves of social media, waves of TikTok, especially.
Yeah. So this is so what we're talking about now, y'all, is something that could work for you early on, but I wouldn't expect this. You're not going to catch a wave on your first video. If you do, you're killing it. That's awesome. But waves are discovered. They're not. You can't create a wave. You can, if you're a celebrity and already have 10 million followers, you can create a wave. But waves are discovered, and they're won through playing the game and finding that you're able to connect with somebody. And I just want to do a quick disclaimer. A lot of times Zach and I talk about, the game, or I'll talk about lottery. And I don't want that to discredit the fact that, what we're doing on here all goes back to what is our purpose on social media. And so it's never to get views or to, reach, to say, look, I got 1 million views on this video. It's to reach as many people as possible with our positive message. And so, yes, views do matter. And more people that see your content is more people that you can help. And so that's the lens I want y'all to view this through. It's not just about the views, it's about the impact. So let's talk about the waves. Okay, so let's say I'll do my most recent example. I created a video on, it's a fake FaceTime call on TikTok. And it's if you're uncomfortable in an Uber, you play this video, and in the video, it's myself. So you'd be opening, if you felt uncomfortable in an Uber, you would open up the video, you'd see me there. I would say things like, "Hey, how's it going? Kind of hard to hear you, but I just want to let you know that mom's tracking your phone again. So I know you're gonna be mad, but we know where you are, and we'll see you soon," or something like that, right? I had a video went 4 million overnight with that concept. Now, I think the regular person that isn't too successful on social may just say, "Oh, that was awesome. Let's see if I can now do a viral video on,
Anything, Jake.
something totally unrelated to
Random.
this." That's not the right move. That's not the right move. If that video goes viral, you got lucky, because you're on the peak of a wave, the precipice of a wave, and now you want to stay on that wave and you want to ride it to shore. And so the right thing to do is to do a part 2. And I have been running this series now, which I love doing, and has touched over 41 million people. I've been able to, I've had, press reports about it. I've been able to connect with people that I would never expect to connect with. And it's just insane the amount of reach I've had through this one series. But I've been able to ride this wave with, if you're uncomfortable in an Uber, if you're uncomfortable in a Lyft, if you're uncomfortable walking home at night, if you're uncomfortable at someone's friend's house, if you're uncomfortable when you're not able to social distance because of COVID. And as many times as you could run it until it no longer works, and then pivot into something else. That is how you ride a wave.
Exactly. And that wave is still very in line with Jake's mission of helping people. And I think Jake made a really good point of, although I'm saying like likes, views, shares, comments, all that stuff, I'm just telling you like the numbers. But at the end of the day, my goal is to raise mental health awareness. And if that means I need to use a ring light and I need to have transitions and I need to do trending music, and that's going to get me 1 million people to see how important mental health awareness is versus 100, then so be it. Follow the tools so you can access the people you want to do, because I think that's priceless and important. And we're just trying to share that. We're not trying to say these are the hacks, but these are
Yeah.
just the things that we've learned along the way. So Jake, with the Uber videos, hitting 41 million people, having the PR and from like in the US, he's got from it. But most importantly, like not most important, but a really important fact is like he's really he's in residency interviews right now. So he's a residency interview for psychiatry, which I think finishes February 5th, his last one. If I quote me if I'm wrong. But during this one of the most difficult times of his academic career, he's been able to significantly grow his platforms to the point where he's one of the top future doctors on social media, if not one of the like the top. So like it's amazing. Like he was already doing really well, but he was able to turn himself into this top dog during the most difficult time, showing you the importance of putting out the high quality content, having the two aces, and playing the lottery, creating a series, and doing it for the right purpose and right meaning. And that got you to where you are, right?
Yeah, thanks so much. And you're right. And I think one thing I really wanted to hit on is just because you got a pair of aces does not mean you're going to win. I've lost. Zach and I have lost so many times. We have this awesome concept. I think people are going to really resonate with this. We open up about this or we talk about this topic, and it doesn't. And what separates a good and a great creator is being able to pick yourself back up and say, no worries. There's an element of luck to this, and for whatever reason it didn't resonate here. I'm going to try something else. So riding a wave is very important, but what's also important is this concept of variety equals virality. So if something doesn't work, change it up, do something else, and keep doing it until you start riding the wave, and then say, I'm going to do this until I want to switch it up over here. And that brings me to, okay, so let's say you watch this video, you've made it this far in, and thank you so much. And if you made it this far, I always see YouTube people do
You're
this.
impressive.
Make sure you smash that subscribe button. I always hear this in YouTube videos. Smash that subscribe button. We'll give you something we want. We just appreciate your support. So if you've made it this far, hit subscribe because it's one of our first videos. But what's really important is,
So Jake, if you've made it this far, type a 24 in the chat into the comments. And if you type a 24 into the comments, I will personally find you and I'll DM you. I'll DM you something on Instagram, some promo code or some form of something. If you type in 24, that's the yeah. That's
two
it.
Four.
All right, continue your saying.
Okay, so let's say watch this video. You're picking up on some of these trends, and you're growing your own account. What do you do when you've built this community? And let's say you've got 2,000 followers on Instagram. I'm just throwing a number out there, and you've been able to create this community. And now what? What do you do with all this? You're continuing to inspire and motivate, but is there a next level you can take it to? And that's what I believe Zach and I have really done. We had a conversation back in August of 2020. What do we want to do with our platforms? How can we reach the most amount of people, and how can we have the most amount of fun doing it? We had this idea to start a clothing company called Mental Health Movement, which is a clothing company on a mission to normalize conversations around mental health and break mental health stigma. The two shirts that we're wearing as we speak say "You Matter Most" on it, a slogan that's been popularized by Zach early on in TikTok, and he's really created a whole community around the fact that you matter most. We have no experience in any sort of startup business, and we've created a small business, a clothing company that's more than a company. We have started a scholarship. We've raised thousands of dollars for nonprofits and mental health charities. We've had the time of our lives doing this and connected with so many people and been able to break stigma, give back to the community, and we're using our platforms for good. And we can't give you, you can't do the same thing we did. You could try, you can copy us, but you'll hear from our lawyer. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
we're lawyers now.
But that's the fun part, guys. Once you really create this platform, it's like, what can I do now? Do you want to start the coolest podcast where you can reach so many people? Maybe you want to start some sort of a show, or the sky's the limit. And so that's the really fun part, is once you build this platform, what are you going to do with it?
And that brings me to my next point. When it goes back to like the community and the networking. And so us, Jake and I growing this the mental health movement, the clothing line and the podcasts on the scholarship and the nonprofit campaigns, we're connecting and networking with people who are either in our field, so our in our space, but now people outside our space, whether they're musicians or athletes or philanthropists or just influencers in general who are passionate about the same things we're passionate about. You don't need to have an MCAT score or have studied organic chemistry to be passionate about mental health or passionate about whatever niche that you want to pursue. And you're going to recognize that this space that you're in, which Jake was saying, don't limit yourself to this space. There's no such thing. You're always outside the box. It's just about finding the right people, the right tools, and then just going all in. So I think one thing that Jake's never lacked, and same with myself, is confidence in yourself and the utmost belief that anything that I pursue, I'll be successful. And it's just, let's just get the ball rolling. Let's just do this. Let's do this. So I think it's about finding the right people on your team if you're looking forward to trying to do something like that, and knowing like Jake's a living, breathing example of this too, is like essentially social media, you can do anything if you work smart, you're consistent, and you network, and you don't just stay the same because it's comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, great point, Zach. Let's wrap it up with one piece of advice each.
Sure.
And then we'll let everyone know where they can find us. And if they like the YouTube video, let us know, and maybe we'll do more because this is fun for us. So I'll give my advice here. And I'm kind of just thinking of it on the spot because we've said a lot here. I think I'll say one thing here. This is what Zach and I talk about sometimes. There's kind of some golden keys out here that we've discovered along the way, and some of them no one uses. The golden key that I'm talking about is right now, Zach and I are on Zoom creating this YouTube video. We've essentially partnered in everything that we do. And so his platform and my platform have come together. Overnight, I've essentially doubled my platform, and so has he, tripled or whatever kind of metrics you want to use. I don't see anybody out here doing this. And I don't mean to say you need to give someone your password for your Instagram, but what if you find somebody, which Zach gave me his, by the way, it's Zach111. Just kidding. Don't hack his account. If you find somebody that's in your niche and is super cool and you become really good friends with them and y'all are doing the same thing, work together. Do a company, make a nonprofit, do a podcast, do a YouTube channel together, collaborate and go all in on that person, and you will reap the rewards of it. And I don't see many people doing that on social. So that's my parting advice.
That's awesome advice. And to add to that advice, since you put me on the spot, but what's one of my top pieces of advice, I would say it's being real. And because people can feel the difference between what's real and what's fake, what's face tuned versus what's not, what's filtered versus what's not. And filtered, I don't just mean photo. Filtered, I mean as in like the way you tell your story. And I think being the realest version of you is not just how you're going to grow a following, but you're going to grow people, and people who share their stories and open up and really connect with you as a person, not as a Instagram or TikTok handle. And I think that's a really important facet alongside all the things that we talked about today to really ingrain who you are, your brand, into whatever you're trying to develop. So that's my last piece of advice.
Love that. All right, y'all. I hope you liked our first kind of collab YouTube video. We've put some stuff up on our page, but we're going to really start focusing on it now. So, again, if you liked it, please subscribe to our channel and let us know in the comments. Comment 24 if you want a direct DM from Zach. And where can they find us on social, Zach?
You could find me at MD Motivator on TikTok, Instagram, and Clubhouse, if you have Clubhouse.
Let's go, Clubhouse.
And you can find my man jakegoodman.med, jakegoodman.med on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Clubhouse, LinkedIn. Anything, LinkedIn. Facebook. No, not Facebook. I don't think I have him on Facebook.
Not Facebook.
But everything else, that's where you can find us.
Yeah, and also check us out on Mental Health Movement. So that's our clothing company. Mental Health Movement is mentalhealth.mvmt on Instagram. We are dropping some new merch soon. So by the time this comes out, it'll already be out. And we also donate a portion of our profits to nonprofits and charities that we partner with. This month, it's Voices of Hope by Jazz Thornton and Genevieve. And we'd love your support.
Yeah, and so you can follow us on also the website, mental health movement, mvmt.com, where there's everything related to mental health movement there. You're able to access the podcast, the campaigns, the merch, even the newsletter, where later today, as of was today's January 17th, 3 p.m. Trying to figure out the time zones because I'm in Sydney, he's in the States, and we've never met before in person, which is a fun fact. If you're still watching, it's the idea that what's it called? Every week we're going to be doing these private Zoom events where we're bringing on these really big influencers, people who are lived experience or people in the mental health space to speak on this with our exclusive community, which goes back into the C word again. And you can get access to that on our website. And that's all the plugins. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Catch us on MySpace and AIM
MSN,
and
AOL.
MSN. Yep. Anyway, you matter most. Love y'all, fam.
If you're still watching, you guys are very impressive. Love you. Peace.